Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kendra and I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm sharing several cards that I made with the Spellbinders September 2024 club kits. For this first card, I'm sharing what I made using the Clear Stampin' Die of the Month Club. This stamp set is called Autumn Wishes, and it has these pumpkins, some fall flowers and leaves, and an apple in like a corner spray design, and a separate stamp with some acorns and leaves, along with several sentiments. A harvest of love, autumn wishes to you and yours. Hello, happy Thanksgiving, and you are such a blessing. And it has coordinating dies that will cut out the images plus the larger words, and a rectangle piece for the smaller sentiments. And I'll go ahead and jump right in with the stamping using my Misty stamping platform, and I am stamping the images and a few of the sentiments. I have a sheet of Express It blending cardstock, and I'm stamping the two images using some hybrid Nuvo ink in acorn brown color. And then I'm going to flip this over and stamp it again, but this time using some black ink. And I'll be coloring these in just a bit with some Copic markers. So I made sure to select some inks that would work well with alcohol ink markers. Now for my card base, I'm using a wood grain pattern heavyweight cardstock from my stash, and I've cut it in half and scored it at 4 1/4 inches. And then I cut a rectangle piece of orange cardstock to measure 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 inches. And I'm using this Plaid Company embossing folder, also from Spellbinders, to emboss this rectangle piece. And before adding the piece inside the embossing folder, I inked up the inside using the acorn brown ink, and I put the ink directly on the folder with the side that has the raised lines, and then I ran it through my die cutting machine, and then I inked up the edges also using that same acorn brown ink using a blending brush. But my plan is to use this in the center of the card base. Now for the coloring, as I mentioned before, I'm using Copic markers in some fall colors, and I'm starting with greens, and I'm coloring the side that I stamped with that brown colored ink. And while I'm coloring, I'll explain a little bit about the Spellbinders clubs. There are several different club options to choose from. There are 3 options for die cutting. You've got the small die, the large die, and the stitching die of the month. And I'll be sharing 2 additional cards made with the small die and large die of the month shortly. But they also have hot foiling with the glimmer of the month. They have stamping plus a coordinating die, and that's what I'm showing you right now. And then they also have embossing. There's 2 options. There's a 3D embossing folder and a regular embossing folder. And then they have a Better Press Club, wax sealing, and stenciling club. The kits are shipped monthly, and the sign-up window is between the 6th and the 27th of each month. Your first kit will ship or charge immediately, and then it will be charged on the 5th of each month following. And the kits will ship by the end of the month, and you can cancel at any time. If you're interested in signing up for any of the kits that I use in my video today, I will have them linked down below in the description box. But if you don't want to sign up for a monthly kit, you can purchase the products the following month. But what's great about being a club member is that you get free shipping. So I'm going to put on some music while I finish coloring and assembling this card. And here is my first card made with the September Stamp and Die Club Kit of the Month. And since I had the other half of the wood grain cardstock and that acorn die cut and the extra Happy Thanksgiving sentiment already cut out, I figured I'd go ahead and make a second card. This one is very simple. I just put a 1/2 inch strip of orange cardstock across the middle, but it was a little more toward the bottom, and then I added a gold peel-off sticker in the center. I glued down the image, and then I popped up the sentiment with some foam tape, and then I added some flat back gold pearls to finish off the card. And here are both cards that I made using the Stamp and Die Club Kit of the Month. Now let's move on to the large die set of the month. This is called Picture Perfect Autumn, and it includes 23 dies that you can use to create a farm scene. There are pieces that you can layer to make a barn with fences, sunflowers, a tree, little pumpkins, and several curved lines that you can use to create hills in the background. And I'm using a light blue heavyweight cardstock for my card base. And I've selected several different sheets of fall colored cardstock from my stash to cut out all of these pieces. And of course I have this sped up quite a bit, and I've shortened this some, but you can probably get the idea of what I'm doing. But I used the large plates with my Empress die cutting machine so that I could cut a bunch all at the same time. And then I ended up cutting additional pumpkins and sunflowers, and then I started gluing down all of the pieces once I figured out how I wanted to lay this out. Again, while I finish assembling this card, I'm going to put on some music. my finished card using the large die of the month from Spellbinders for September. And now for the last card. This is the small die of the month club kit, and it's called Autumn Scarecrow, and it contains 23 dies. Here you see me just laying the dies down on top of each other to see how everything goes together, and so I'll know what colors I want to use for each piece. Now there's two options for this kit. You got the little scarecrow face, and then it also gives you a pumpkin that you can use. And so originally I thought I was going to use the scarecrow, but I ended up switching it to the pumpkin, and you'll see why. But I could not figure out what that oval piece was for when I was laying these out, but I ended up figuring it out later. It actually goes behind the pumpkin head to give the black eyes and the mouth and stuff. So anyway, I'm doing the same thing as I did before. I'm just sorting all the pieces in the different colors that I have here, and I'm trying to use up some of those same colors that I used on the last card. So once I had all of the die cut pieces cut out, the card was relatively easy and quick to put together. A while back I used some watercolor paper with some of the Dylusions shimmer sprays in purple, green, and black, and I used that to create some colorful panels. And I thought it looked like a night sky and figured it would work well with this pumpkin head for the scarecrow and building my scene. So in looking at how this sparkle panel looks on camera, it doesn't really do it justice because it's like really pretty, but you can't really tell on camera. It's very shimmery. It looks so much better in person. But I took all of the pieces and decided on the layout before gluing all the pieces down. And I ended up gluing all of this off camera because I figured this video was pretty long as it is. But I really love how this one turned out. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and watching me create some cards using the Spellbinders club kits. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment to let me know you stopped by. And I'd love to know which card is your favorite. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, I would love it if you click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.